Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project and I talk into the microphone too. And today I'm very excited for a couple different reasons. Mostly just to check out the new stuff they added on Kickstarter because they've really done some things to Kickstarter. I'm excited to check them out. Not particularly excited for the game we're checking out today though, which is Dying Light the board game from Glass Cannon Unplugged. So first, before we get into the game itself, very interesting choices done by Kickstarter here. You'll notice that they now have the green bar right there. They had that before, but they kind of, ingrained it into the picture. I also do appreciate this little green heart here. Now, I feel like most people probably don't give a crap about the projects we love from Kickstarter, unless you're a Kickstarter creator, because then, of course, you get more attention on your game. But I do love the fact that now it's this little icon as opposed to the little bar down here. Big reason being why that little bar, there's so many companies that didn't realize that little bar would block valuable information that they put down in the top left, bottom left corner. It's a little thing, but I think it's a nice twist. Now, the other thing they did here is they made it so that you have to go over it, and now it shows part of your video, which is very intriguing as well, without the audio. So I like that. You don't want the audio just blaring at you as you're trying to go around. But they also hid the information, kind of like GameFound did. Now, what GameFound does is they make it an extra click, which I absolutely despise. What they did is you just have to scroll over it, it's a nuisance, but they're not GameFound bad, but I definitely don't think they went the right direction with this decision. Let me know what you think about this. Did you like having that little snippet of text right there, just boom, right in your face, or do you like it better when you have to actually go over it to see it? I'm curious to see what other people think about it. I personally think it's a step backwards, a minor step backwards. I don't think most people are going to care that much, but I do want to get your feedback and input on it because I'm just curious to know how other people do. Now, as for Dying Light, the board game, the reason why I'm not excited is because I have no attachment to Dying Light, the video game, in any way, shape, or form. I think I downloaded it, played it for like 5 minutes, decided it wasn't for me, and deleted it once because I think it was on Game Pass. Also, Glass Cannon Unplugged did actually, their last game, which is not out yet, was Apex Legends, which is one of my top 5 to 10 most favorite games of all time. Like, I've played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of it. I love that game, and I was incredibly disappointed with the Kickstarter that they ran, and then the game, at least what the game looks like. However, there's a lot of other stuff to be excited about with this game, which is the pedigree of the game designer, who has quite a few of the top 1,000 games of all time. I think they got like 3, 4, 5 of them. So that does get me excited, but the official board game edition of Dying Light, 1 to 4 player co-op with true solo. I think that means that you don't have to play numerous characters. So I guess I don't mind them spotlighting that, even though I am going to poke a little fun at it, tongue-in-cheek. Dice allocation and push your luck at its finest. I do love that description, though. I love dice allocation. I love push your luck. I love cooperative. I love the idea of solo. I don't have time to play solo games more. Once my daughter goes into preschool, I plan on playing a lot more solo games. But looking at the main image, it looks incredibly boring and generic. Hey, there's some minis of some stuff that you'll probably recognize from the game. It's fine for gamers, whatever. We see minis all the time. But if you're a fan of the video game, I imagine like, oh, there's that thing from the game that I like. And fine, whatever. And also, the one big thing I do like about this is the fact that they showcase the size of the box. So I can expect this to be an expensive price. Probably going to be in and out of here. I'm going to guess $160 with shipping. I'm guesstimating. But I do know it's also going to have a decent shipping cost because that is a big, thick box. But that's cool. That's cool that it shows that. As always with the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go!
Run. When prophets drafted out the apocalypse, I bet they never pictured it being this wild.
Love it. Because so many companies would just have that voiceover without anything. But and we see it all the time. We see companies that would just have that voiceover. They wouldn't have anything. But now I know there's custom dice. And I look at this player board and say, ooh, that player looks fun. I'm going to be allocating dice here. There's going to be some spots for me to customize my character on the player board. The player board looks okay.
I bet they never pictured.
I love the fact they're showcasing that right from the jump.
It being this wild.
Air kick. After jump, you can make fast attack. Cool. Card.
Never knowing whether it's your last sunset.
Ooh, okay. So I now know that there is going to be a deluxe edition of this game, which I'm probably going to want, which is going to include this 3D terrain. Either that or you're just showing me 3D terrain, which you're not selling, which I find to be super duper annoying. But I imagine based on what I saw from the Apex Legends board game, which was a very horizontal board game. Like there were these boxes that you would construct. I imagine that's the route they're going to go, and I think that is actually the next big thing in board games. I think I think the more and more that people see this, and the more prevalent it becomes, the more people are going to love it, because I think it really does help you immerse into the theme, having these 3D structures on your board. So after the first 20 seconds, I think if I'm a video game fan of this, I'm pretty dang excited. And as someone who's not, I'm interested. I'm interested.
Makes it that much more thrilling to face the terrors of the night. Rule number 2. No matter how good you think you've become at holding your own, the next wake-up call is just around the corner.
So, I'm not sure what you were trying to show me there. It didn't land, I think, how you wanted it to. Just because I don't know gameplay that much, and you're using a lot of iconography here. But still, I get the gist. We're going to do stuff and escape a zombie.
The next wake-up call is just around the corner. Rule number 1. Don't even think you can go at it alone.
Go up?
Greetings from the capital of humanity. Drop by for the sights, stay for the nightlife.
Oh my gosh, that was a great reveal. That was a great reveal, and I feel like they were able to pull off this great reveal because they kept you interested for the first minute. I want to play this game. Like before, I was like, yeah, it looks okay. I want to play because it's press your luck and dice allocation. But now I'm like, oh, okay. This looks fun. It looks like we are getting closer to merging board game mechanisms with miniatures games, which is great because miniatures games, a lot of times rule booklets are an absolute slog. So I'm excited. I actually am. I want to play this. I'm in.
And if you're here for the full package, wait till...
Okay, I like that. So once again, as always with the video, you should be trying to convince 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it to Kickstarter backers? How much is it? They're not telling me the price, but you're telling me what pledge level I want. So this is the base game, but now you're going to show me more, which I inevitably am going to want if I'm a board gamer, and I'm inevitably going to want if I'm a Dying Light fan. So I like how they're doing this.
Till we go unplugged.
Wait. I thought you were going to show me something else.
Wait till we go nightlife. And if you're here for the full package, wait till we go unplugged.
Wait till we go unplugged. I'm not. Maybe that's like something a video game reference, but to me it means nothing, and I'm actually a little confused and annoyed because I'm like, what does that mean? Cool stuff. Thanks. Got it. Hexy Studio. Got it. They make quality videos. I mean 3D rendering wise, and I'm not judging based on the actual contents of the video because obviously Glass Cannon Unplugged said, hey, this is what we want in our video, but the actual making of the videos felt like that was really top notch. So it was very well done. Kudos. I'm always skeptical about video game IP based spin-offs. Thank you, Steamforged Games. Yeah, there's a couple companies that just absolutely screwed the pooch for everybody else on that. Looking at you, Steamforged Games. Looking at you and your god-awful rule booklets. So, I'm excited. Do I want it after that video? Yeah, I kind of do. I'm interested. I want to know more. And if I'm a fan of Dying Light, I think I'm definitely interested. Can you do it? We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Because as I mentioned, the designer of this game, I do believe, has quite a few. Whoa, that's a lot of... Oh my god, golly. That is a lot of people there. So we had better have just like the best customer service ever. Holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 people. Now, granted, they're not going to be doing anything. There's probably a couple of them who aren't even going to pop in and do anything at all. So, but even if we take 75% of that, that's 15 people. Thunder Road Vendetta looks cool. Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind Thunder Road Vendetta looks cool. They normally do a pretty solid job over at Restoration Games. I'm a pretty big fan of their games also as well, except for that one, the one where they brought back like kind of a children's game with like a board that you folded in the middle and there's a big circle, and I wanted to love that game, and we sat down and played and I was like, oh my god, this game dragged forever. But overall, I definitely do like it. Stop Thief, I would highly recommend it, just about anybody. But so we should have some good customer service here. That's got off on a little tangent there. All right, so Apex Legends, the board game, not out. Frostpunk, the board game, is out and is actually one of the highest rated board games of all time. It's in the top 500, so hopefully they will be spotlighting that for their company and also the designer of the game, because the designer of this game is also the designer of Dying Light, the board game, which once again is why I was initially excited about this. Because once again, I don't care about the IP, and I feel like they screwed the pooch on the Apex Legends Kickstarter. I tried the game for the first time here the other day. Fantastic game, but there's some damaged components due to clipping machine having wrongly tuned or something. Wow, going into the weeds on speculating how the manufacturing screwed up. I like it. Assuming this project is abandoned, as we haven't got any replies for a while, we're still here. What is the question? P.S. This is going to be a huge year for Frostpunk fans and soon bring something special for you. So they're going to do a second edition or expansion or something cool. I've tried to reach you about replacement parts, but haven't heard back for months. Last time I got a reply from you, timeline was somewhere between Q2 and Q3. Oh my god. That's 6 months. Hello, we will contact you via our support email. Got your message. Thanks for the information. So good for you, Rufus. And here's the bottom line. If you have issues with customer service, hey, Huckleberry, sometimes you got to do it. You got to drag it into their comment section. And that's a bad sign. I will say that's a bad sign, especially with how many people you have at that company. I pledged the game all in. What should be the final number of each cards? I found in the campaign there should be 40 citizens. Come on. Why do Kickstarter companies have such an effing hard problem with this? I swear, once a week I see this where someone in the comments is like, can someone give me the component list? You put it in the rule booklet. Put it in the rule booklet. If you got a bunch of expansions that aren't really expansions because you're bundling in with your Kickstarter, like where it's like, oh yeah, we're launching with the game and then 3 expansions, then have like a comprehensive thing. That's annoying. Please contact us and we'll try to get the core of what may be missing. Okay. Or maybe you could... Okay. I'm done. Played the game and loved it. I don't want to ask if there are any updates regarding the phone app. I've been moving and unable to keep any updates. The app is completed. We don't plan any additional things in relation to it. After receiving this game, I was unable to check the contents due to moving. Oh, somebody translated it. Cool. Okay. Aside from Rufus, who definitely looks like he's pretty annoyed, and I can see why. Scam. Wow. We've contacted you directly. He's never paid for shipping. Scammers never got my game after a large pledge. Okay. So you see these, and I know you're like, ooh, those are red flags for us. Those are red flags. But here's the bottom line. You also have to look at this number here. 18,976. Okay, so you got a couple people having issues. But overall, when you have a 19,000 people back this, and you got a handful of people with issues, I'm going to give that one a pass. So can you do it? I'm feeling pretty good on it. Not to mention they raised $500,000. And they have, why can't I scroll down? There we go. They have $500,000 and they have a big video game company that inevitably they don't want to piss off. So can you do it? Yeah, I feel fine. Is there going to be a storage solution for people that are doing the Apex pledge? You can get the all in. This one's not out yet. Cool. Great. So can you do it? Yes. Yes. I feel fine. Do I want it? Yeah, I'm there. And then how much is it? Let's get into it. Dying Light. Dying Light, the board game is a blast. It plays like a mixture of an advanced zombicide. Okay, I immediately like this quote. Just period. We're done. I don't even need to read the last line. Because Zombicide is a massively popular game that has got like 10 to 20 spin-offs, I'm pretty sure. Some Nemesis and Voodoo Magic. I don't know what the hell Voodoo Magic is, but Nemesis is one of the top-rated games of all time, and it makes sense because Nemesis is also by the designer of this game. It's better than Zombicide. Yeah, I said it. It's been dethroned. Okay, there's going to be people that will tell you that this is not a good quote because you're comparing your game to other people. You ignore those people. If you want to be rude, you can say more. But if you want to be polite, just ignore those people because they're wrong. This is a very valuable quote. If I love Zombicide, if I like Zombicide, if I kind of like Zombicide, but there were things wrong with it, like, even if I hate Zombicide, this is better. Like, that's a great quote. This by far exceeds what I thought in my head it was going to be. Don't care. Terrible quote. It gives you the sense of Dying Light, the video game, which makes it feel different than the other zombie games out there. It's fine. It's a fine quote. That one's more aimed at the Dying Light fans, which is what they want to know. So I'd say that's a valuable piece of information. But that first quote, banger. Second quote, garbage. Third quote, in the middle. So I'm excited to see some more quotes. I'm really iffy on video game IP games until they're proven. Yeah, that's why I was extra excited about the designer of the game by these people, which this doesn't tell you anything at all. So hopefully they spotlight their pedigree a little bit further on, because if not, I will, and then I'll give you a slap on the wrist for it, because that's dumb not to put some damn respect on Adam's name. Oh wait, Adam didn't design it? I thought he did. Or was he just, I don't know. We'll get into that later. Based on the thing, the stuff, got it. Should you wish to increase your pledge after the campaign ends, you'll have to pay the difference in installments using Klarna. It'd be nice if this was clickable, because I'm on Kickstarter and GameFound and sometimes BackerKit even every single day, and I've never heard of Klarna in my life, as I imagine you probably have not heard of Klarna. So that'd be nice to make that clickable, because now my question is, ooh, what's Klarna? What's Klarna? Does Kickstarter now have some sort of back-end layaway system similar to GameFound? Which, by the way, if you're going to copy stuff from GameFound Kickstarter, don't copy their stupid, how they do some of the stupid crap. Copy that. All right, 60 euros. Wow. Thanks for not converting the currency. Said, let's see, 1,432 people, which is 1,000 more than any other country. So, ooh, Warsaw, Poland, doing it big. You're getting your locals there. Big ups, Warsaw. Okay, you got my eye now, Warsaw. Normally, I only pound the drum for France and how amazing France is. And you're from France. You're an awesome board game fan. You support your people big time. What's up? Now, your numbers are amateur compared to France, because let's be quite honest, France just kicks ass. I'd say France is the best country in the world for supporting their local game designers. So huge ups for France. But that's great. 102, awesome. I just love kissing France's butt, I guess. But yeah, they just consistently do it. So 60 euros. All right, you're going to make me convert the currencies. Thanks for nothing. $2. I'm guessing 72. 60 euros. Why don't you just do it for me right there? There it is, 64.82. Oh, it's super close. So why couldn't you just put 65 bucks roughly? Okay, so that's a totally fine price. I'm in $5 more than MSRP. 4 high-quality plastic minis. It comes with a couple minis in there, which I imagine are going to be your your characters. A Dying Light 2 Gold Dawn weapon charm. I would have mentioned that in the video, honestly. I would have snuck that in there somewhere. No one cares the name of your company. Like, I know you want to say that your Glass Cannon Unplugged, you want the name brand recognition, blah, 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 but that's more valuable than that. Or at the very minimum, just mention that. I think that's big, especially if you're a Dying Light fan. Core box and stretch goals. That's a great price. That's a great price. That's a great way to lead off, because at the end of the day, this is not a pledge that most people are going to take. They're going to take the big pledge, but it's a good step forward when I say, oh, your standard pledge is actually reasonably priced? Kudos. The French think that too. Don't worry. Hey, I'll puff up their ego, especially when it comes to supporting their board game designers, because I check out games from all around the world, and French does it big. Go France. 110 euros for the deluxe pledge, which is going to include an extra box, an extra thin box. And 68 high quality minis. Okay, that's it. Price seems fine. What did I say about? I expect to pay about 160 in and out the door. So we're at 110. So we're actually going to be right around that. Man, I'm good at guessing those numbers. Total save 125 from Europe. Then we have a big shot of it set up, and hopefully down below we have a big sexy scrolling shot. Instead I have the big setup shot and then a full list of components. I do like the fact that you specified there for both pledges. Now, I'm a big fan of the long sexy strolling shot, but honestly, if you have a decent price, I can get by without it. Or it's probably even lower. Stretch goals, they're up high. Love it. With the financial progress of the campaign, we can add extra content to the game. First Pilgrim bundle, 2 legendary weapon cards, 1 legendary charm card, 4 legendary Pilgrim gear tokens. Great. That's 50K jump, kind of sucks, but once again, they knew they were going to be hitting big numbers. So for this kind of campaign, it almost is a micro stretch goal. It's not really, I'd say 25K maybe, but, there's levels to this, and they're at the level where 50K seems like a small stretch goal jump for them, which kudos. Most companies, that is a massive stretch goal jump. But then again, they also have been smart enough to saddle their horse to video game IPs. Because, yeah, even if they make crap games, they're still going to make money, at least until they make a bunch of crap games back to back to back. And then they'll still probably make money anyway, because video game fans don't know any better. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying if you're not a board game enthusiast, you're going to have no idea that Glass Cannon Unplugged has released crappy games in the past. Not saying they have, by the way. That was an example. They actually have a nice pedigree of the one game they've released that's out. Night activation chips, cool. Great. Stretch goal area looks good. Where's the rest of it? Airdrop. New mechanic. Vote for this. It's going to take me to the updates. No, it's taking me to Board Game Geek. Now, typically, I say that you don't want to have a clickable link where you're going people away. In particular to Discord. Anytime you're telling people to go to your Discord on your Kickstarter page, 100% hard don't recommend that, because you're sending people away from Kickstarter, which once again, Kickstarter is not the biggest fan of. And if you want to be up higher in the popularity charts, having people actively engaged on your project is something that they're going to look into with the popularity, because there's a whole bunch of factors on the back end that does that. However, I will say I was totally fine with it going to Board Game Geek, because by going to Board Game Geek, and I'll even do it for them, I'll give them some love here, this is going to put them much more likely to be on the hotness list, which in itself is going to get, and look, they're number 5 on the hotness list right now, which is just going to get you more attention, because there are literally millions upon millions upon millions, and that is not being hyperbolic, by the way, of new people joining Board Game Geek every single month. How do I know this? Because my friend Scott owns Board Game Geek. I do a podcast with him every Wednesday night on the Undead Viking, Lance Meister's YouTube channel. You should go check it out if you don't mind. And then just put it on in the background. Like, it's just like one of those ones where it's just a bunch of old dudes talking, shooting the crap. Even though we do invite ladies on there too, but it's mostly just a bunch of old white guys. Just I'm setting your expectations where they reasonably should be. But it's fun. It is fun to see a bunch of people talk shop about the board game hobby. At least I think so. So we have airdrop number 2. Once again, so this one sends me to the update to get me engaged with it. Let's see what kind of engagements I like it. I like it. Okay. Stretch goal area. I got to say, I really dig their stretch goal area. 1/3 of a point grade bump up. Very nicely done. Kudos. Might be 2/3. Undead Viking, where did he disappear to? He disappeared to Taste Dimensional Games, where he got a job with them before they went out of business, and now he works for Grey Fox Games. And he told me a long, long time ago, as soon as you get a job in the board game hobby, your passion for making content related to board games on your YouTube channel is going to just die. And he's right. There's a reason that I don't put out many videos except for the Kickstarter critiques now. It's just I spend 30 hours a week helping people make their board games come a reality with my work. I work for a factory, and then it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to read this, this rule booklet or do this. Yeah. So runners, game components, cool. So now we have the long, sexy scrolling shot going in depth on all the different components. Nice. I assume this would be down here. It looks pretty decent. And once again, the price, you're not up against the wall on the price, especially with these 3D terrain right here. This 3D terrain of different shapes and sizes, which I'm very pleased to see, because that was one of the things that I was incredibly disappointed with the Apex Legends one. The 3D terrain kind of sucked. Like, it felt like, oh, cool, we have 3D terrain. And then you saw the variety of 3D terrain, and you're like, okay. Whereas this one, it really looks like they're, all right, we got lots of different shapes, lots of different sizes, lots of different buildings. So cool. Kudos on that. And I can't wait to see honestly, I'm excited to see what their next game is where they use 3D terrain. Like, if they just continue to bump this up, I'm excited. Now, you're wondering, how does all this fit in the box? That's because it folds down. If you've ever constructed like a box or something, which I don't know why of course you've constructed a box. Hey, John, what's up? Fallen Dominion Studios, LLC. You should check out Fallen Dominion Studios. They're awesome. But anyway, 36 exposure cards, 120. Cool. I'm in. Price looks fine. Custom components tray. Assembling the building is as easy as ABC. That'd be nice. Oh, there's A. There's B. Oh, they're actually doing it a little bit differently. So it's a 2-box system instead of an unconstructing system. I like that even better. I stand corrected, and I apologize for misinforming you. Oh, you still kind of do it? Yeah, that's great. I love it. I love this graphic. This graphic is a 1/3 of a point grade bump up to me. I almost feel like it should be higher. I almost feel like that should be in the video. I really do. I think that would have been a great shot to have in the video to kind of just say, yeah, all these buildings you see, they're going to be in the game and they're easy to construct. That looks great. I'm loving what they're doing here. This looks great. This honestly looks way better than I would expect from a typical company on their 3rd created board game. But then again, I don't want to pound their chest too hard, because once again, we have 20 people in here on there. So yeah, it better look damn good if you got 20 people working at your company. Because if you're not familiar with the board game hobby, and I think I said this yesterday, there's not a lot of money in the board game hobby. So the fact that they have 20 people in there is just crazy. All right, now we're showing all the components. Great, cool, fine, because the shipping is Jiminy Christmas. Jesus, where's the shipping? That is so much. Okay, it's a long page. Gameplay, just show me a video. I don't need all your theme here and your words. Collect equipment, parkour and combat. Just get to the video. Get to the video. Stop dragging. Here we go. Read the core rules. Fantastic. How to play. Wow. Really? In 10 minutes? Color me skeptical. This feels like one of those how to play videos you're gonna watch and then you're gonna be really pissed off at the end of, because you're like, oh, thanks for nothing. I still have to read the rule booklet, which is one of my biggest pet peeves in all of board games. I absolutely loathe when you call something a how to play video and then I still need to go to the rule booklet, and not just for like a situational thing. I'm not sure about this rule, but like, oh, that was just 10 minutes of wasted time, which I'm going to guess this video is. And I understand why they labeled it a how to play video, because it's much more likely to get people's attention and get the clicks and yada 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 yada. They have to milk the cow. That's the wrong expression. Preview, how to play part 1. So we got another how to play. 54 minutes. That sounds much more reasonable, especially considering I imagine this is still going to be a lot of miniatures game style rules, and miniatures games typically have, they're not typically the most rules friendly. They're not the easiest rules normally, but that fine. I love the fact the video's there, and I imagine after watching this video I will know how to play. But did that say part 1? So I need to watch Jiminy Christmas 250+ minute videos. Okay, let's check out that rule booklet. I'm curious. How many pages? 21 pages. That's it. Nice start. Table of contents. Let's look at the back page. Cool stuff. Things. Tell me you didn't waste that back page. Tell me you didn't waste that back page. Bueller, loading. No thanks. I just want to see this. Love it. Miscellaneous. Cool. Golden rules. Beautiful. Didn't waste it. That's fine. 21 pages is not too bad. Add-ons and expansions. Windmill expansion. Neato. It looks fantastic. And I'm a little bit disappointed that's not like the all-in pledge. I wonder if they're going to pull the CMON crap, where there's going to be a big pledge at the end that has everything in it. I would say typically I don't ever recommend you try and copy what CMON does, because I've seen so many companies get bit right in the butt. I'll get to the video. Well, it's more, I just want to know it's there. I want that gameplay video, because that's how a lot of people, I mean, they look at it, you know? For me personally, I don't. I have no interest in a gameplay video. I make gameplay videos. I know they do pretty well when I make them. Some of them have been evergreens for me, but they're not for me. They're not for me either. But I think it's essential to have one on there. Ooh, a Paul Grogan previews. You don't see too many of those. Normally does the rule book, rule video. I'm honestly a little disappointed he's not doing the rule video, because I imagine it'd be higher quality. And that's not an insult to whoever did the how to play video. It's a compliment to Paul Grogan. And if you want to, just period. I think he does a very good job at it. I don't think for me personally, I like Rodney better, because Rodney's just, here you go, 15 minutes, no wasted space on that. But Paul does a fantastic job. Pledge manager and install payments. And if I didn't think he did a fantastic job, I just wouldn't say a damn thing about it. To effective manage and fulfill this campaign, we'll be utilizing the Pledgenary Pledge. The Pledgenary Pledge Manager? Interesting. So they're doing something different here. And once again, I'd love if this was clickable. It's kind of annoying that it's not, because this is the second time you mentioned Klarna, and now I want to know what Klarna is. Save by comparing prices from 6,000. What? Well, that's quite the wow. 1 out of 5 with 113 reviews. They were supposed to pay for my puffy mattress, and I paid it off in months. There'll be no interest charge, so I set up an automatic payment. They withdrew the first payment, and then they didn't do it. Okay, so here's the thing. 1 out of 5 stars is concerning if there's, like, say, 20 reviews. But when there's 113, and I've never heard of you ever before, despite the fact I've done nearly 1,000 Kickstarter critiques, that's a red flag to me. That's a red flag to me. That scares me a little bit. Period. Well, Ricardo, I'm in the same boat. I don't watch the videos, but I know there are people that do. Like, honestly, and here's the other thing. As someone who used to do quite a few Kickstarter videos, like actual, like, that were on Kickstarter pages, like previews, reviews, don't tell anybody, and gameplay videos, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, if I put out a preview for a Kickstarter game and if I put out a gameplay video for a Kickstarter game, the gameplay video is going to do better 9 times out of 10. It does, because it's just, previews are dime a dozen. You need one. Other than that, it's just a waste, unless you're banking on that content creator bringing people to your game, which I would never do unless you have a very select few content creators, and I'm not in that group. I'm not in that group. I'll make you a preview, but I always say, you need to spotlight this preview. Don't bank on me bringing people to your game. Use this to prop up your game and make it look more real and have more information on your Kickstarter page. Because the bottom line is, it's just oversaturated. We're incredibly oversaturated with content creators. It's absolutely absurd how many content creators there are. And it's just, they die off really, really quickly once they realize there's no money here and all the effort that it takes. All right, still not converting the currency. That's annoying. I'm going to go a third of a point grade bump down. So you lost the third of a point grade bump up you got earlier. It's lazy. It's inexcusable. And just, come on. Fourth Kickstarter. I expect you to do that. It's lazy. USA 1922. So we're in and out the door at, what are we looking at? So $5.85. That's a great number of that standard pledge, which, once again, it was a great price. Like, it feels very, very reasonable. And then 3,141. So we're at a roughly 5-1, 6-1. It's not the 9 to 10 to 1, but then again, you put such a dang good price in the other one that I understand it. And especially from a video gamer's perspective, you know, do I need all this extra crap, or can I just get by with the $66 one? Cool. Looks good. People and ideas behind the projects. Is there anything we're missing? I don't think so. So in and out the door, I get my big fancy deluxe pledge at roughly $150. What did I say, 160? Dang, I'm good at guessing those numbers. Ooh, hey, Game Boy Geek, show him some love. I don't personally like his how to play videos. I want to, but he does this smooth jazz in the background, and my ADHD just trips out. There's been 2 times that I've tried to watch Dan's video. And Dan's a great guy, by the way. Like, here's the bottom line. If I think someone in the content creators, I meet him a lot. I rub elbows with them at conventions. Some of them I think are absolute tools. Dan's a good one. Dan's a fun one to talk to. Good guy. Like him a lot. But I hate the smooth jazz in the background. My ADHD can't handle it. There's, like, literally, I remember we watched one of his videos, and after the video, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't pay attention to anything. I don't know anything. Ew! 22 FAQs, 25 FAQs, and no organizations make me want to puke. If your question's question number 24, have fun reading through the first 23 questions. And if your question's not answered here, have fun reading through all 25 questions and then being disappointed. Please organize this like Reload from Colossal Games or Kickstarter. Please actually copy some of the good stuff GameFound is doing, like being able to search the FAQ, which just chef's kiss. Why? No one's going to argue against it. Like, literally, there is no one except for Kickstarter who's going to argue against it. And hopefully, I will talk to someone from Kickstarter next week and ask them some of these questions. Hey, why don't you have these? Why not? When it comes to the night runs through the city, so 4 comments, 33, 13 comments, 52, 32 comments, 68. What's the most engaging one? 26, 9, 0. Ew. Jiminy Christmas. That's a bad update. 10 and 12 updates. When did they launch? February 27th. God, knock it off. Once again, they're copying the CMON crap here. I don't need 11 updates in 2 days. Like, come on. I don't talk to most members of my family 11 times in 2 days. Are you serious? I mean, yeah, the people in my house. But no, I don't need to see you tell me about the crap and the stuff we're unlocking 11 times in 2 days. You're just going to make people tune out on that. And I understand why. I imagine they had them all pre-packaged and loaded for when they hit stretch goals. It's a very common thing that's like, here's our stretch goals, and we're going to prepare all the updates for when we hit the stretch goals. So as soon as we hit the stretch goals, we can pop up the update. Problem doing that is, if you do really well, you essentially just blast people with all these stupid updates, and they don't want them all. I have this crazy thing that CMON and the companies that copy CMON need to hear. 1 update a day is fine. No one's going to complain. No one's going to be like, hey, I was expecting 4 updates yesterday and you only sent out 1. No, they'll probably be thrilled with 1. Like, so it's a bad CMON trait that can we stop? I guess LinkPay was too expensive service. They decided to go with the scuffled version instead. Yeah, that Klarna. I'm going to look more into that, but Jiminy Christmas. That is no thanks. Saddling yourself to the wrong horse there because, and maybe that's why they didn't make it clickable. I don't know. I love the fact they're trying to copy the GameFound thing, but I don't know if Klarna's the way to go. This is a dream come true for a dying light fan like myself. My only critique here is that this is DL2 centric. DL1, and this is by far the more beloved and wanted of the games. Dying Light 2 centric. Okay. So there's 2 Dying Light games, And if I recall correctly, Dying Light's like one of those 3 versus 1, 4 versus 1 kind of games, like the Left 4 Dead kind of clones, but not really, just that style. I want to ask for clarification. Will I upgrade my pledge during the pledge manager? Yes, absolutely, but then you'll probably have to deal with Klarna, which, scary. I want to make sure I was getting the Crane character, but I don't see my backer number in my confirmation email. I can see how backers get the pledge. So great customer service here, which once again, it'd be completely inexcusable if there was not when you have 20 people there. I have a question regarding the insert and a few gameplay questions coming in here. Great. Good customer service. I like it. Overall, I am very pleasantly surprised. After the egg they laid with the Apex Legends Kickstarter, because I'll be quite honest with you, I'm an Apex fan. I wanted to come in there. And absolutely love it. And with this one, I had no desire. I was like, whatever, I don't care about Dying Light. But after this, do I want it? Yes, I do. I feel like the video, rock solid. Price, rock solid. They got the rule booklet, they got the gameplays, they got the how to plays, even though they're incredibly lengthy. They're there. I don't know why you need 2 50-minute videos to teach me a 21-minute game. That screams Jesus, cut out some space. I don't know why I put the Jesus there. I didn't say the Christ part, though. I'm trying to cut out a lot of bad words from my vocabulary. I got 3 kids. I shouldn't be talking like that. All right, so do I want it? Yeah, I do. I'd like to play it. It looks fun. I love dice allocation. I love press your luck. Let's go. Can you do it? Yeah, you got $500,000. If you don't do it, you're dumb. You're dumb. You got $500K. Come on. But then again, we see lots of companies who get $500K and then they don't do it. And we'll find out after the fact, oh, we actually needed $800,000. And it's like, okay, cool. So can you do it? Yeah, I'll give them a pass on that one. I'll give them the nod. Yeah, I can. I don't feel like they spotlighted their pedigree, though, at all. So let's get into that. That was one thing I mentioned at the beginning and I totally forgot, because I believe that this guy right here, yeah, so the designer, so this is where, so let's get to Glass Cannon Unplugged. Dying Light the board game. Oh, okay. That's why they didn't spotlight the designer, because they're people who have not done stuff before except for Zerwia, which, the 8,000 range, but it's going to have a garbage rule booklet. Generally, that range means that it's a solid game, but a bad rule booklet. Yep. Revised rule booklet to the developer. Hey, we fixed your rule booklet. Yeah. God, I do this way too often. Yeah, if you're ever in the 6,000 to 10,000 range, a lot of times that means you do have a good game, but the rule booklet was just hot garbage, which will happen a lot, especially when English isn't your first language. So that makes sense why they didn't spotlight their, what? Whoa. Holy crowley. Yeah, Richard jumped on that. I bet he did. Will this be the biggest board game of all time? Yeah, I should make a video about that, but I really don't want to because that feels cheap. Not to insult Richard. I understand what he's doing. It makes sense. It's going to get him a lot of views, but yeah. Come on. And I do like Richard a lot. How much is it? Seems fine. Actually seems very reasonably priced. Not just Kickstarter reasonable. I think it's a fine price. $65 plus the shipping when you got 4 miniatures. A lot of content in there. So in the end, I'm in. Feel like a solid grade here. Think we're in the A- B+ range. Had a third of a point grade up. Had a third of a point grade down. That FAQ's hot garbage. Main image is uninspiring, but it's not terrible. I feel like they did a really solid job appealing to Dying Light fans, especially with that price. At the end of the day, I feel like that how much is it is going to bump this to an A-. I was not expecting that in any way, shape, or form after how much I hated the Apex Legends one. So kudos to Glass Cannon Unplugged. They got a really fun-looking game here. A- for Dying Light, the board game. It looks like it might be your cup of tea. Be sure to check out that Kickstarter link down below. Also, in the comments below, let me know your grade for Dying Light, the board game. And also let me know if you are a Dying Light fan or just a board game enthusiast. And quick show note, there will be no show next week as I will be at the Gamma Trade Show in Louisville, Kentucky for my work, Hero Time Manufacturing. And hopefully I will shoot some content from there. So maybe there might be a live stream. Not quite sure what's going on there. I haven't planned anything at all, and I really should because I leave on Sunday. But let me know your grade in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye. Oh, I hit the home button. Who cares? I don't know why I said that. Get out of here.